Hey, I'm Garrett from Paste Games.
And I'm Annie, just from Paste Magazine.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about the Untitled Goose Game. It's the sort of the big phenomenon that everyone's been playing and talking about recently. You've maybe seen the memes on the social medias, the game with the little white goose being kind of a little jerk around town, messing up everyone's business.
The point of the game is just to annoy as many people as you can while fulfilling some tasks along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game so good it doesn't need a name.
Exactly. Although that is kind of its name, so it's it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
So this is a new game by House. They're an Australian developer. This is only their second game. Their first game was Push Me Pull You, which I think I got. Push Me Pull You, a game that came out about maybe 5 years ago, and you can find some stuff I wrote about it on the site. It's this really weird, fun, colorful, artsy little sports game where you control like these two long worms that have human faces on the other end, and they're trying to push a ball out of a circle. Anyway, you should definitely, if you like Goose Game, you should look up Push Me Pull You. But we're here to talk about the present, not the past.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. This game is really, I'm not a big video game person, Twitter, and I was like, this sounds like a silly idea. It's just a goose that you just play and you just piss people off, and that sounds awesome. And I mean, that's what geese really do in real life, so it's pretty real.
I was going to say, they picked a perfect animal for this game because my neighborhood, we have a lot of geese. Every year they have babies. Every year around the springtime, they'll just hang out in the middle of the road all day long. There'll be like 50 geese. They will not move. If you honk, they just sit there and bark back at you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can honk in this game, speaking of. That's probably the best feature of this game is the ability to honk at anyone or yourself.
So speaking of the game, you mentioned the honking is your favorite ability, your favorite part of it.
Yes.
I know you haven't played all the way through yet, neither have I.
I've seen it all.
You have seen it all?
I've seen it all.
Okay.
My boyfriend has played the entire thing, and it's a lot shorter than I thought it would be.
About how long is it? I've heard it's short, but
I couldn't tell you. A few.
Is that under embargo?
Sessions.
Are we not allowed to talk about that?
I don't know how long it is, but it felt a lot shorter, just from a watching standpoint.
Right.
But the goose, basically, you just follow him around, and he has tasks like make the man get his feet wet, or dress up the statue, and you just do all of these tasks to make it happen, and it's a big puzzle, honestly. Right.
You have like a checklist of things you have to do that are all various pranks. Like there's one really good one where you have to make this little boy like lose his eyeglasses, and then you put another pair of glasses on his face, and then I think he trips and falls, and the goose probably laughs at him.
He honks.
Yeah, he honks.
He honks.
At some point you like chase that kid into a old-timey red British telephone booth.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. But once you complete those checklists, as you go down the list, you'll gradually open up more and more parts of this little village that you're completely annoying the heck out of.
Yeah, and when you get to the end, spoiler alert, it takes you to a miniature village, which is actually the whole village, just very small. But it's a replica.
What do you do? Do you still annoy people? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you're annoying the teeny tiny people. It's like, it's not real.
So does the
goose is bigger than the humans at this point.
Right. Do the people get smaller, or does the goose get bigger? Does he grow more powerful and larger as he annoys people? Like, is that the goal of this game?
I really don't know what the goal is, just to be annoying.
Yeah. Well, that's a noble goal in and of itself. So you mentioned that you've played it some. You've watched your boyfriend play it.
Yes.
What do you prefer, playing or watching this game? Because I have some ideas about that, but I'll let you take off first.
For this game, like I said, I'm not great at video games. I play right now Mario Odyssey, and that's it, and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
So you're a Switch fan?
We have a Switch, and that's really all I know how to operate. So that's what we're doing. But for this game in particular, I prefer to watch it. It is surprisingly, for as simple as it is, pretty difficult to get through the tasks. It is a puzzle game through and through. So if you're not good at objective task puzzles, then you're not gonna be good at this game.
Yeah. And the best thing about it is the aesthetic, the humor, the music, the graphics, the art style, and you can sort of enjoy that more when you're just watching. rather
Yeah.
than trying to play
Yeah.
because it's not really the easiest to move this goose around the screen. I kind of had some a little bit of problems. Maybe my hands are too big. I was playing the Switch on the mobile. Maybe I should have docked it and grabbed a Pro controller. I don't know.
Probably the best way to do it. But I mean, for as simple as this game is, like, it's actually pretty beautiful. Like, the colors are well coordinated. It's very subtle, everything about it. The people that you're annoying don't even have faces. They just have noses, but somehow they still showcase a lot of emotion. So it's interesting and fun to annoy them.
And that art style, it looks sort of like what they did with Push Me, Pull You, but expanded and blown up to fill this entire little world and not just a single screen. Yeah. So what's been your favorite prank that the goose has pulled from what you've seen?
From what I've seen, it's not really a prank, but there is this one where there is two people that you're simultaneously bothering at the same time, and the woman is gardening and the man is on the other side reading the newspaper. And there's a gate in between the two that you can kind of manipulate into letting yourself get back and forth. And the woman ties a nice bow around the goose's neck. Oh. And then that's, I believe, a task to get a bow. And it's just nice. It's
like
very
a bow
charming.
tie? Or just
it's just like a ribbon, like how you would tie around maybe your cat's neck, your dog's neck. I don't know.
Does the goose wear it the rest of...
No, eventually it does get taken away because it's a bad goose, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is it a bad goose or is it the best goose?
That's a good question.
I feel like one reason people really are relating to this game, I kind of wrote about this earlier this week. So we're living in this really dark time where it kind of feels like all the bad people have won. It's like the supervillains have conquered the world. And now here's this game where you're just doing these innocuous little mischievous pranks. You're being bad, but you're not really hurting anything.
Yeah, it's a goose.
It's pure and innocent too, because a goose doesn't know it's being maybe geese do know they're being jerks, and that's what they live for. I don't know. But as an animal, I assume it's probably unintentional.
Yeah, I mean, it is an animal with a human's mind. So I don't know. But it is special. And the music is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music's great. For most of the game, unless you're actively doing something, it's actually a pretty quiet gaming experience.
Okay. So Untitled Goose Game, we definitely recommend it here at Pace. You've probably seen the memes. What are your favorite, last question, your favorite memes that you've seen from the Goose Game?
They've turned the goose into a socialist warrior on the internet. It's stealing from
the internet
rich.
Does that with everyone, I think.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. So anything along those lines, I'm pretty good. Like there's one, and it's just the goose stealing an apple from a garden, and it just says redistribute wealth. It's like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I like the one where they took the song from the Righteous Gemstones and Misbehavin'.
Yeah. Great show on HBO if you haven't
good
seen
show.
it.
You should see it. And they plug it in over footage from the game. So it looks like the goose is doing the little country pranks.
Yeah.
Little country kid doing the country pranks.
Pickle in his mouth, the whole deal.
Exactly. Pickle in his bill. All right. This has been Garrett.
And Annie.
Talking about Untitled Goose Game here for Paste Magazine. Thank you for tuning in.